Hey guys, today we're going to go over the top 3 upgrades for your rifle. Now I know the title says AR-15, but this can also be used for any other rifle that you are putting in the role of a duty-driven or a purpose-driven firearm. Now we're going to be talking about only purpose-driven firearms just because I'm not going to be going over plinking guns, maybe safe queens, or guns that you just want to go out and take to the range and have fun with. There's nothing wrong with guns like that, but with this video specifically, we are talking about more patrol-style weapons, home defense guns, truck guns, something you are going to use to potentially protect your life or others. Another point I want to make is this video is with the understanding that ammo and training is obviously the #1 most important thing that you can do when getting a firearm. Go out, train, get good with your firearm, get comfortable with it, get very familiar with all the parts and pieces and everything you put on it, and train with it with ammunition. So with that out of the way, let's get right into the 3 best upgrades that you could do to your firearm. So what are those 3? You have an optic, a flashlight, and a sling. Now, one of those might surprise you, all those might surprise you, but we will go over in detail why I say each of those things and tell you why these are the 3 most important things you should be getting before you go and get anything else. There are a lot of things you can upgrade in a rifle, especially like an AR-15 like this. There's stocks, grips, triggers, charging handles, bolt carriers, all these other things you can do to upgrade these guns, but these are the 3 absolute most important things that you should get right away. So let's go over the very first one, which is going to be a sighting solution or Optic Sights, anything like that. So I do not think this just revolves around optics. I don't think optics are the only thing you can get. You can get very good quality iron sights. These are Midwest Industries. These are very nice backup iron sights. If you're going to go just irons, I recommend doing like a dedicated iron sight. But a sighting solution is the #1 thing I think you should be able to get on your firearm, because one, if you don't have a sighting solution, you can't use your firearm anyway, at least not accurately or dependently, and having something that is trusted with a good reputation is very important. Do not try to go budget with your sighting solution. It is definitely going to come back and bite you. Get something that is trusted, that you know is going to work and not fail you. Do not just go to Amazon and find the cheapest thing you can find or an $80 deal and buy that. Get with a reputable company that you know and trust and go with that. But the sighting solution is the most important. I think an optic definitely is superior to iron sights, but if you're somebody that just really likes iron sights and wants to use those, as long as you're using training and ammunition, you're going to be just fine with those. But the optic is definitely a superior sighting solution to go with, but make sure you are spending good money on your optic. Now let's go on to the next thing, which is going to be sling. The sling is the next thing on my list, mainly because if you don't have a sling, you are going to be forced to have to put this firearm down or lay it somewhere or do something with it if you have to go hands-on. Now this is really going to be for my law enforcement guys, military guys, somebody that's going to actually have to do something after using their firearm. As a civilian, you don't necessarily have to then arrest somebody or go hands-on with somebody. You may want to initiate some kind of life-saving procedures, anything like that, but if you ever have to go hands off of your rifle, you want to be able to have a good quality sling that you can deploy quickly. I use a Sentry strap here to keep everything nice and tight on my gun, and then I have a Slide Tactical sling. I have a video here on all different slings that I've tried. Actually, this sling is not in that video because I tested it afterwards, but there are a ton of slings on the market. Find something that works really good for you and that you like and your needs and go with that. But it's very important to have something this simple. Some people will think right over the sling because they're thinking of all the crazy cool stuff they can get, and the sling kind of, it's not that important, it's not that cool, it's just a sling. What's really cool about it? Super, super important for a gun like this that you're gonna be using on patrol or in a duty aspect, home defense. Definitely get a sling, so if you ever have to stow this, you can stow it on your body and it's still accessible to you, and you don't have to put this firearm down and then walk away from it. Next thing is going to be your flashlight. I find this to be so important on any firearm that you're going to be using in this type of way. A lot of people will say, if you primarily work on daytime or you're always out in the day, why do you need a flashlight? It's not that important. The sun's out, but buildings are dark, garages are dark, basements are dark. If you are going into structures, or if you are home defense and you go into your basement, maybe you don't want to turn on each light as you're going. You want to be able to see and have positive ID on what you are potentially shooting at. You never want to just shoot blindly into something, or maybe like, I see something there and I feel like it shouldn't be in my house, so I'm just going to start blowing away at it. Wildly not a good idea. So do not do that. Put a flashlight on your gun so you can see. Make sure it is a good reputable one. Do not get these Amazon specials and throw them on your guns and think they are just as good, because they are not. If this is for a gun that you're just having fun with at the range and you're plinking, you just want to set it up any way you want to, do whatever you want, it's your money. But if you are setting something up to protect your life and other people's life, get things that are well trusted, well tested, and used. So a light is wildly important. All three of these I think should be bought at the same time. I don't think you should buy one or the other. I think the optic is definitely the most important to go more expensive with, because it is your primary sighting solution to be able to see and accurately shoot this firearm. But each of these is very, very important in its own way. So I think you should be purchasing this as a set when you buy a firearm. I don't think any gun that is put on patrol or in use in that type of way should ever not have one of these things. I think you should have all three of these things if you're going to be using this, especially on patrol or at work. So now that we went over all three of those things, obviously, like I said, there are so many things you can upgrade. And if you guys would like, I can do a separate video on all the different things that I think are important, kind of like highest to lowest, what you should upgrade, what you shouldn't upgrade, maybe weight, because there's a lot of things I have upgraded on this. I have upgraded trigger, I have charge, actually everything's upgraded on this because it's built specifically for what I wanted. So I didn't really upgrade anything, but it's all an upgrade compared to what you can just really just buy. So there's a ton of things that I think are super important for you to be able to later add and make better, but there are things that are obviously more important. So if you guys would like to see a video on different upgrades and timeframes and when you should do it and what's important, what's not, please let me know and I'll happily make that video. One of the biggest problems I see a lot of the time when people are asking me what they want to buy and build and what they should do is they will go cheap and then they will regret it and then buy more expensive, and then they found that they just wasted their money because they bought the cheap and the more expensive when they could have just bought the expensive and been done with it in the first place. So buy once, cry once is something that I live by because I've done it so many times. There's so many parts in my basement right now that I have bought and never used because it's stuff that I try to cheap out on, and then I just ended up buying what was supposed to be in the first place, and I just end up regretting it and losing more money. So buy the right equipment for the right use for what you are using this firearm for, and don't regret it later on and waste money like I did. So hopefully that will help you out in the future. If you guys have any questions about your builds or what you should do and what parts and companies you should go with, please let me know. I'd love to help you out with your builds. The best way is to shoot me on a comment and then we can go from there, or honestly the best way would be Instagram, because then I can actually message you. We can send pictures, you can show me what guns you have, and we can go from there and kind of build out what you need and what's best for you. So I'd be happy to do that if I can. So shoot me a message. I'd be happy to help any way possible. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching the videos. Really supports me, and I appreciate you all for doing that. I'm actually trying a new lighting here, so let me know what you guys think of that. I was recommended it by one of the instructors from Achilles Heel Tactical. I'll put his Instagram here if you guys want to check him out. He does some really good work, and I really appreciate him for giving me the suggestion to help with the improvement on my videos. I'm always into constructive criticism. If you guys have any kind of ideas that can help my videos, please feel free to share that with me. I would love to make them as good as possible. And for the end user, that is the goal, is to be able to help you guys make better purchase decisions with your money and help you make a better decision if you want to buy something, or maybe you want to stay away from it, or help you upgrade your gun and spend a ton of your money. So thank you guys so much for that. A couple companies that support me and the channel are Howitzer and Brownells. Two fantastic companies. Howitzer is a great clothing company, wear their stuff all the time. They donate 5% of proceeds to charity, which is amazing, and they do help law enforcement with training by providing training for these guys that unfortunately can't, their agencies can't afford to send them to. So very cool stuff that they're doing, along with Brownells just supporting my channel, and absolutely love them as a company and the people that work there and their views. So I really appreciate them and would love it for you guys to check them out. Another way you guys can help support me is down in the description. There's a link to my website, and then there's also some discount codes that you guys can use to save some money, which helps you guys out when purchasing some of this gear. Other than that, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate you all, and have a great day.